So, people, close your eyes, make a wish. There was literally the smallest flame I have ever seen. My therapist once told me that I should celebrate the little achievements in life. And that's actually what we're doing today. Because can you believe that this is already the 10th episode of my podcast? Well, I can't, and I'm actually a bit proud that I'm still doing it, even after a few lows. But that's not the only thing we're celebrating today, because before I started recording, I saw that we are 43 people on Spotify. 43 people. Excuse me, that is crazy. And even 28 people here on YouTube. Like, what the fuck is going on? Where are all the people coming from? That is so crazy. But I'm so thankful for every single person out there who subscribed to my podcast, who listens regularly. And I hope you still have fun. And I'm still trying to give you guys entertaining content, even though we're having a bit of a low from the you side. But I'm still trying to do something special for you guys. I'm so sorry. I have a cat still here. The cat is still alive. She didn't die. Well, as I said, these are so crazy numbers for me, and I'm so thankful for every single person who comes here like every 2 weeks to listen to a new episode. And I'm always so happy when I get feedback from you guys, like on Instagram or on Twitter or something. It makes my days a bit better, and I'm just so happy. But enough with the emotional talk. You are here for the you content. So, hello, you, and welcome back to Obsessed with You, the You podcast from fans for fans. I'm Anne, your host, and today I'm not alone actually.
Hello, you. I am Shouruk.
Hello, you. Fuck me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in a British accent. Hello, you. I am Becky.
Hello, you. I'm Zero.
So, as you just saw or heard, I have a few fans with me today. Actually for the 10th episode, because I thought it's something special and I wanted to celebrate. And it's called Fans on Fans. And no, it's not copied from Rarity. It was my own idea. Please don't sue me. Thank you so much. I was just not creative, okay? Thank you. So, as I said, we have a few fans today. 3 actually. I shared a Google form on Instagram and Twitter with a few you-related questions. And you had the opportunity to submit audio or video files to answer those questions. I picked 3 lucky people to be with me today. And these are Becky, Zero, and Shu. And I'm so excited, and I hope I pronounced every name correctly. If not, I'm so sorry. You know me, I have my things with names and I can't pronounce names, and actually I'm still waiting on my Duolingo partnership because apparently I can't speak English anymore. So, yeah, I just hope that everything was correct. If not, please correct me. Write me a DM and be like, excuse me, that is not my name. So sorry. Yeah, as I said, I picked those people, and I would say let's just start with the questions. My first question was, what made you a fan of you?
Honestly, I just started watching you because of Ben, because I am a fan of Ben since like 2016 or something. But then I got hooked because the plot is very great, and season 1 left me wanting more. Season 2 is my absolute favorite, and then I just couldn't resist or go back. This is how I became a fan.
I'm gonna say my honest answer, and it is you're already gonna know my answer, and it's Charlotte Ritchie is my answer to that question. I did watch season 1 when it first came out. I can't remember, it was so long. I think it was either season 2 I think I watched season 2 when it came out on Netflix. So season 1 and 2 when it came out on Netflix. but I didn't really like engage with it. Like, I loved it, but I didn't really engage with it. And then when I heard Charlotte Ritchie was going to be in season 4, I was like, okay, let's start this again. And then obviously loved it. It's crazy.
Well, I saw an edit of Joe on my For You page and I sent it to a couple of my friends because I thought he was, a handsome fella. I ended up showing it to my sister and she said, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's Joe Goldberg. I've seen the show that he's in. And she said that I'd really like it. I'm just a big horror fan generally, and I'm also a big rom-com fan. So she set it up as this like dark rom-com, which I think it is.
For me, I literally saw an ad on Netflix and I thought, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe I should watch it. And then I watched like the first season and I was like, oh, that's really good. So I continued watching it and waiting for the new season. So it's actually a pretty lame story, but what can I do? That's how I came to you. For the second one, I asked what their favorite season is and why.
Trying to decide between season 4 and season 2 is an absolute torture to me, but I will go with season 4. And why? Because of the plot, because of the cast and how they just shifted the whole story and how they delivered everything and how crazy Joe got, because it was a life-changing season for me, because we went straight from sympathizing whatever Joe is doing and feeling sad and oh my god, my Joe, oh my god, I love him so much, I want to save him. Season 4 was all about fuck Joe, we don't love Joe, we should hate Joe, and this is my favorite part.
It's not season 4. My favourite season is season 2. I think that season is so good. Like, the acting, I think it was just like, and I'm not a love fan. I just think season 2 was just so well done and well written, well acted, perfect. Obviously my second favourite season is season 4. Because the plot twist just, wow. Because the plot twist in season 2 is good as well. And I really hope none of my flatmates are in right now and they can hear me saying this, but they've heard me say it like a million times before.
It's genuinely really difficult to decide. I think each season has their strengths, or has its strengths and weaknesses. But I think overall I'd probably say season 2. Season 1 is like a classic, like obviously, but I think season 2, there's just like so many interesting plot lines going on, and I think Joe and 40 are just like my favourite duo anyway, so I think I'd have to go for season 2.
For me personally, I need to say like season 1 and season 4 probably. With season 1, it's just like the start of everything, it was the season that introduced me to all the characters, introduced me to Joe Goldberg, and it just will always have a special place in my heart. Unpopular to the majority of people, but I also loved season 4 so much. Like, the setting, the storyline, the plot twists, Joe with long hair, like everything was just perfect. And I don't know why people hate on it so much, actually. But now I'm curious. Who is your favorite character?
My favorite character has to be Joe, but it's obvious for everyone, but let's just imagine that Joe is not there. Delilah, why? She's a diva and she didn't deserve to die. And of course I love love, but Delilah was so freaking strong, and I believe that she was perfect for Joe. If she didn't know about him, of course.
Right, my favourite character and why is Kate. As I said, I started watching it religiously because of Charlotte Ritchie. Not religiously, that's weird. It's not too far off, actually. I started watching it because of Charlotte Ritchie being in season 4. So Kate by default is my favourite character, but I think she's also like very different to the other I would say love interests. I mean, Delilah was kind of standoffish at first, but not like Kate was. Yeah, I think she's just very, and I think it's because not a lot of people like her that I'm like grabbing onto her with dear life, because I like misunderstood women. I think that's why.
This probably sounds a little basic, but I think it is Joe. I mean, he's just so... There's just so much going on, and I still find it fascinating that I root for him, even though I know he's a terrible guy. I think that just fascinates me so much that he just has to be my favourite character. If it wasn't Joe, it would probably be Phoebe, or Kate, or Delilah. I really like those three.
For me, I need to say Joe. Sorry, it's basic again, and I know that he's a psychopath, but I think that's what makes him interesting, because, you know, all the people are like normal people, but Joe's not. Joe is a psychopath, and that makes him interesting for me. And other than that, I would say Kate and Lady Phoebe. Since we talked about favorite characters, I had to ask, who is a character you totally dislike?
I absolutely dislike Peach because she was a peach. And this might come as a surprise, but I dislike Sherry and Carrie so freaking much.
See, I would say Joe, because you're not meant to like him. Obviously, a lot of people do because he's fit. Fit is British. But like, he's a good character. Like, he's very well written, very like acted beautifully. By the way, he won't listen to this, but he acted beautifully. And yeah, so I think a character I think it's Sherry and Kerry from season 3. I just think the actors were amazing. Like, in the cage, they were stunning, but I think it's just the way that they just weren't. I think all their scenes, I was like looking, how do I word this? I was the least looking forward to their scenes, if that makes sense. And I think that's what I'm going to categorize as a character that I dislike, characters that I dislike.
I think I only really hate the obviously hateable characters. Other than 40, he's hated a lot, but I just, like, I know I also get annoyed by him, but I just think he's funny, so I just end up liking him. But Malcolm, I guess, I really don't like Peach. Or mostly just anyone who's obviously, like, hateable, or, like, gets in Joe's way, I guess.
There was actually a hard one for me. But I go with Henderson just because he's a bad person. But the real question is, who is the most underrated character?
Kate is so very underrated, and people are underestimating her when they shouldn't. They really shouldn't. And also Marianne, she's very underrated.
Now I have to say Kate here, because she's the most underrated love interest other than Karen. Well, no, I would say she's the most underrated main love interest, because Karen, everyone forgets about Karen. Love her, by the way, survived. I would say it's Kate and Marianne, and I wouldn't say underrated, I'd just say they were the most hated, which is disgusting. Don't even get me started on you know who you are. They're probably not listening to this podcast because they're too busy. Don't keep that in. Don't keep that in.
Well, I will keep that in. Sorry, Becky.
I don't interact too much with the fandom, so I don't know if she's actually underrated, but I think Kate is underrated. Like, from what I've seen, she gets a lot of hate, and she's just, like, looked over because she's not Beck or Love, but I love her so much. Like, in my opinion, she's not necessarily the most interesting love interest, because Love is, like, a murderer, but I think Kate is the best love interest. Like, she's just amazing.
I thought about it, and I picked Edward. like the boyfriend of Nadia from season 4, because I don't know, he was just so lovely. He was just so innocent, and then he died without any reason. I mean, yeah, Joe had a reason, but there was not really a reason for him to die. And I don't know, I loved him, and I wished he had more screen time. And the acting was good, and I don't know, I loved Edward. And I wish that he wasn't dead, but rest in peace. Now we're coming to the funny questions. If you could be one character in the universe, which character would it be and why?
If I were to be in the universe, I would love to be Lady Phoebe. Oh my god, super cute, super shiny, super positive. Everyone loves her. Everyone wants to protect her, and she got a really strong personality. She's not just that little princess, she's got so much to her personality than just what people are crediting her for.
Oh god, I should have written this down. I do like to bake. This is crazy. This is crazy. I do like to bake, so I feel like love. I would love to be loved for a day. Just to feel like no, yeah, I'll keep it.
I guess if I had to choose a character to be, it kind of depends what season. I mean, I think I'd like to experience what it's like being Beck in the cage. Just to experience Joe's, I don't know if insanity is the right word, but insanity just, head on. But also, I wouldn't necessarily want to be his love interest. I think seeing him from a perspective that isn't where I'm his love interest would be quite interesting as well. So, either Beck in the last episode of season 1, or maybe 40 for the episode. It's one of the last ones of season 2 where they're both drugged and in that hotel room. Other than Joe nearly killing 40, I think I'd quite like to be 40 in that episode.
I will go with Kate on this one just because I love her attitude so much. She has the same attitude as I have when I don't have social anxiety, which is most of the times. But yeah, I go with Kate on this one. I don't want to overthink it right now. I chose Kate. The next question was actually a little scenario, and I need to read it because my brain is not here today, actually. You wake up in a dark cage down in a basement, and you can only have one thing. What would it be? For the scenario, I said that obviously food and water is included, and they can't have phones because that would be too easy. You can just call 911 or something. Oh, and here is what they would bring.
Ooh, that's quite the question. If I wake up in a cage with food and water, but I don't have anything else, I would love to have some books. I would love to read if I know that I'm 100% trapped until someone comes and save me. If there is anyone there to save me, I would like to have some books. Not just one book, but a few books with me.
And not to be like a Joe Goldberg, person. No, not to be a bookworm, but you know what I mean. I would bring books because they are so, easy. You can make a fire with them if you want to rip books, not suggesting you do, but if you eventually read the book and then you won't need a fire. Logic. Yeah. I'm just gonna quick 3 books that I would bring. The Book Thief. Oh, shit. Little Women. And Pride and Prejudice. That's my 3. And then maybe the Harry Potter, but that was default.
I'd probably have if we're not allowed a phone, probably just a tape recorder, just something I can talk into and I can listen to myself talking, because I think that would entertain me the most.
I personally would bring a book. You know what? I go with How to Make Friends with the Dark because I cried the most on that book because it was too similar to my life. probably already saw it everywhere. We got a date announcement for You Season 5, April 24, if you didn't know yet. And actually, we got a little teaser last week for the Next on Netflix thingy. But it was nothing special. It was just Joe in the cage going a bit crazy, you know. But if you still want to watch it, I will put the link to the video down in the description. So, since it's not long until we can watch the final, I wanted to know what you are most excited about season 5.
I'm most excited about all the characters coming back from previous seasons, and I'm of course super excited about how the end will hit Joe.
Kate. Duh. We already know. Yeah, I think I'm most interested in to see like the Kate, Joe, Henry dynamic. I think that's what I am looking forward to seeing. And the red carpet scene from the promo pics, if that's 2 seconds of like a flash, I want to kick off. Swear. Right.
I think I'm just most excited to see how it ends, and I want to see how he could possibly fall for someone else. I mean, we know Joe, he just always falls for someone else, even when he tells himself not to, or especially when he tells himself not to. I just want to know, because like him and Kate, they seem perfectly compatible. Like they both have really dark pasts and they're both willing to help each other through it. And I just want to know what the new lady could possibly like what? I just want to know why he falls for someone else when Kate is literally right there.
I'm probably most excited about the ending, like how Joe will end. Like, will he die? Will he go to prison? Will he escape, you know, the getaway car again? And I'm obviously excited to see more of Kate and how she interacts with her siblings. And I actually can't wait to see Madeline Brewer because I love her so much. And I was super excited when she was announced last year in the cast. So yeah, hope my girl survives. And with that, we are already coming to an end. That's crazy. That was fast. Wow. Okay, but we can't end the episode with the most important question, and that is, what is your prediction for You Season 5?
Oh my god, I predicted so many things for season 4. I overanalyzed everything. This is the reason why I was never close to what actually happened in season 4. For this season, I have 2 predictions. One, none of what happened is real. Joe is trapped in the cage for so freaking long, and suddenly he wakes up and realizes everything, and he will just know that he's capable of doing all of this, so he will just end up dying in that cage. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I know for a fact from the poster, they posted that he will end up dying in that cage in his own blood. If it's not that, which because it's super basic, maybe cliche, but if it's not that, I know that Henry could be the reason why Joe gets arrested and killed at the end, because karma, baby. I mean, we've seen Joe as a kid, and he grew up with such a huge trauma, and I think Henry will grow up with such a huge trauma too, but he will choose to do something different. He doesn't want to be like Joe. That could be it.
Season 5 predictions. I have it's on my phone, so you're literally on my phone right now. I think I said there's a scene that we saw, and I'm so sorry, spoiler alert if anyone hasn't seen the promo pictures, and I'm probably adding, you can probably cut this if not, but they there's a scene where Kate and Joe are talking about, I've just picked up Henry from school, and Kate goes, for fuck's sake, but they're also saying, Joe says she set this up, or something along the lines of, she set this all up. right? That's from my lip reading anyway. And it's not the best, but there you go. And then Kate's like, huh, no, it's not. So I'm thinking it's one of the sisters, probably Maddie, I think. Or wait, I think it's Maddie. Is going to try and sabotage Kate by sabotaging Henry. And obviously, Joe's not going to fucking like that. So I think that's from the picture that we got of promo of Joe being like, with his phone out. The first, like, still of the series. That's my theory. But that's my one theory. I've got fucking loads, but yeah. And Kate survives. That's my theory. Kate survives. No, that's a 1. I think my theory is maybe she'll make it to episode 7. Please. Because that seems like a very Henry-esque episode from the pictures.
Don't have any predictions because I'm so bad at, I just have no idea. I just don't know. I mean, I just have this mindset of I'm not the writer, so I just don't know. But I mean, I hope that he dies. I really do. I want to know what his last words would be, and I want to know how the writers would make him die, and I want to know if he'd feel any guilt, or I just want to know what he'd feel, and I think I just want, like, mentions of my favourite characters from past seasons. Like, I'll take a name drop of, like, 40 or Reese. I love Reese. If we're not getting a full-on return of Reese, but I don't think we are. Yeah, I mean, I have hopes, but not necessarily predictions.
Or maybe Henry will kill Joe, like how Joe killed his stepfather for hurting his mom. Maybe Joe will hurt Kate, and she means a lot to Henry. Maybe Henry will hurt or kill Joe because he wants to protect Kate. What a way to end it.
I don't want to talk about my predictions because, well, you already know them. I talked a lot about them, like, especially in the last episode, or when I first did an episode on season 5 predictions. I'm just gonna say, bye-bye, Joe. Die. Or actually, this wasn't the last question. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Okay, I actually gave my guests space to tell me whatever they wanted, like a random event or like a funny story. So let's hear what they had to say.
I'm not sure if this is a funny story or not, but when I first started watching the show, I actually gained the skill to actually find anyone for my friends. Like, if one of my friends, she likes a boy and she doesn't have anything but his name, I would find that person for her through connections, social media and stuff. And my friends used to call me Shoe Goldberg because Shoe with a U is my nickname. But yeah, I was into that for about a year. Like, I'm just helping my friends find the boys that they like so they can get together or something. I wasn't doing it for a bad reason, but it was dangerous because I would just have a picture or a first name and boom, this is the person that you are looking for.
I've told this to anyone I know that will listen, but in the pilot, the music for like the first, I'm not sure if it's 5 minutes, just the first sequence where Joe meets Beck for the first time, the music is just so perfect. I mean, like, the calm in the beginning where it's just like, that's just him, like, I'm assuming that's just like the background noise just whenever he's working, but it's also like the start, like the very start of like meeting someone that he's going to be obsessed with. It's like, oh, who's this? And then it like gets sort of more ominous when she's like about to leave, and I kind of took that as like in the back of his mind he's like, no, don't leave, like you can't leave, like, you know, because he gets like, I mean, obviously he gets like possessive and shit with it, and it sort of picks up when she says his name for the first time, which I took as like, I mean, like, if you have like a crush on someone and they say your name, there's like that feeling where it's like, holy shit, you said my name. That's what I took that as. And then it picks up again when like he introduces himself like full name Joe Goldberg, which I thought that was really cool. And then like it fully picks up when they shake hands, and it's like that's the first like physical contact that he gets with her, and that like really like I think that sets off the obsession, and it just gets like ominous, like, or more ominous as she leaves. I'm assuming, like, in his mind that's him like, no, don't leave. And it's like, as this like obsession just like settles in his mind, in his dark fucked up mind. Yeah, I don't know, I just think the music specifically there is just really good.
Another story, I used to have my notification tone as just Joe's voice saying hello, you. It was very funny in the beginning, like whenever I get a notification, my phone just be like, hello, you. It was really funny in the beginning, but one day I was sleeping and my phone was right next to me, and I just woke up to that voice saying, hello, you. And it was so fucking creepy. It creeped the fuck out of me that morning, and I decided that it's not a good idea anymore.
I must say that this was one of the funniest episodes I ever recorded because I didn't have much to do. I was just sitting here being like, okay, that was a question, and here your answer. That was fun, not gonna lie. And I hope you enjoyed it too, because I want to do that more often, like including you, giving you space to talk about the show, because it's called the You Podcast from fans for fans. So obviously I want to include you more in the future. A huge, huge thank you again to my beloved guests, because without you, this episode would simply not exist. And I hope you enjoyed the episode too. And if you listeners like following me, don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcast, because unlike Joe, I promise not to read too much into it. If you want to be part of the next Fans on Fans episode, or just want to talk about your season 5 predictions, follow me on Instagram and slide into my DMs. I promise I won't lock you in a cage. Until next time, keep your social media on private and stay safe, because you never know who's watching.
Thank you for having me. I'm not ready to say goodbye to you, but I guess we will have to say it.
If I'm looking down the barrel of the camera when I tell you this, if any of the you writers are watching this and you have hurt Kate in any single way possible, I will cry. This isn't a threat, I'm just telling you that I will cry.
And I think it's just nice to know that, like, all the fans and all the people that listen to this podcast we're all just going to be sat, like, at the same time just watching season 5. I just think that's really cool. Like, it's just a nice collective thing to be a part of. I just think it's really nice. But anyway, goodbye.
You.